Hey guys, we are making double cooked ribs today and your guests are gonna love it. Today, we are making the best ribs for your next cookout. I stumbled upon this recipe 7 years ago when I used to play with my other offset smoker. All right, we're gonna cook these ribs twice. You know the 3-2-1 method. We're gonna go 3, then we're gonna go 2, and then we're gonna pull those and we're gonna put them in the fridge overnight. And then the next day, we're gonna keep them in tin foil for about an hour, and then that last half an hour, we're gonna pull them out to get that bark going again. The reason I started to do this method, playing with an offset smoker is a lot of work, all right? I've been out here for about 3.5 hours, 4 hours already. I smell like smoke, I love that. But if I'm hosting a party, your guests might not want you smelling like a chimney, right? So I stumbled upon it a couple years ago when I was hosting a party and I wanted to get this ready beforehand. So I cooked the day before. That way, when my guests came, the whole backyard didn't smell like a chimney. It had that nice aroma of smoke rolling, and I myself didn't smell like a chimney. Not only did my dumb luck work out, but my guests absolutely devoured these ribs. So I'm gonna show you a couple secrets. One I already just shared with you, cook them the day before, but the other one I'm gonna show you in just a minute when you wrap them after 3 hours. So let's get to it. So as you can see, these have been cooking for 3 hours. No, I didn't use a water pan. No, I didn't spray them. Sometimes I just don't want to do all that work. And the water pan, well, we're dealing with Corona. And going to the store, for some reason, tinfoil pans are out of stock. What are you people doing to me? You're killing my barbecue. All right, my second secret weapon. A few years ago, my wife started using coconut sugar. Supposedly it was healthier for you. I don't know. I don't know why she got it, but she started using it. And I stole it and I started using it on my barbecue. I thought everybody uses brown sugar. This coconut sugar could be my secret weapon. It's a little milder. It doesn't pack as much sweetness as brown sugar does, but I tell you what, it leaves a nice flavor, and my guests, they're not used to it. So it's something different about my barbecue, and it's something different they love. Now, brown sugar is awesome, right? Well, just think about it. You change up that ingredient just slightly, you might give them another palate pleasing experience. And from what I've told you before, the guests, they devoured these ribs. All right, guys, it's been 7 years since I've made ribs like this on an offset smoker. So I might have messed up already. All right, I can't remember if I used to put the brown sugar on first thing or if I waited until I wrapped them. Today, I waited till I wrapped them. I'm probably gonna cook these again in a few days where I put them on right away. Now, I'm not gonna make a whole new video about that. I'm gonna put that in our Facebook group. So make sure to check out our Facebook group if you're into offset smoking, because everybody that's gotten this and some other people that have other offsets are posting all their awesome tips, pictures, and modifications. So you wanna join in on the fun. And while you're at it, subscribe to this channel so you know not to miss more information on offset smoking, especially the Kingsford Stockade 49. All right, these have been on for about 2 hours in the tinfoil with the brown sugar, with the butter. So I'm gonna pull these. I'm gonna let them sit on my counter for about an hour, and then I'm gonna throw them in the fridge for the rest of the night. And then tomorrow, I'll see you out here and we'll get this cook finished. You know what's the best part about twice cooked ribs? Is on day 2, you get to fire up the smoker all over again. Brilliant. All right, guys, it's day 2. I've had these on for about an hour and 15 minutes with the tinfoil on, getting them back up to temperature. The smoker's running at about 275 to 300 right now. I'm about to take the tinfoil off and let them be on the smoker for about half an hour to an hour, getting that bark back, putting some barbecue sauce on in the last 15 minutes. A couple things to note: the wind changed directions from yesterday, so I actually had to move my smoker around. It's very mobile with these wheels, so it really wasn't hard to do at all. But you want to be mindful of which way the wind's going. It's just going to make your smoker experience a little bit easier. All right, it's been about 25 minutes since we took the tinfoil off. Doesn't really matter, 20, 30 minutes. You can have it go longer. We're gonna open up this lid. And as you can see, I don't know how well you can see from there, but let's get a little closer. All right, so this already got a nice color, all that softness. This is toughened up just a little bit, just the way you want it, you know, pulling that muscle fiber back together from soaking in that tin foil. All right, whenever I'm applying barbecue sauce, I like to apply the bottom first. No rhyme or reason, it's just what I like to do. Maybe it's just, and today we're just using Sweet Baby Ray's. I do make a homemade sauce every once in a while, but when I'm feeling lazy, I mean, you can't beat Sweet Baby Ray's. All right, so since this was upside down in the tin foil, you can see the brown sugar had stayed on the bottom a little bit better on the top of the rib, which was facing down in the tin foil. That might have run off a little more. So when the people bite into the bottom part of the bone, they're really going to have that taste of sugar. Well, we're about to find out because we're about to taste this. Now, me personally, I do not like to lather up a lot of barbecue sauce. This is actually a little more than I like to do. There's so many flavors going on. You have the salt and pepper, you have the brown sugar, and you have that beautiful smoke flavor. So your guest, two things. You want them to really get all the flavors. So if you smother it with barbecue sauce, now if you love barbecue sauce and that's what you want to do, go for it. But if you're a guest, you want to have them have a real good experience, you want them to taste all those flavors. So in my opinion, you want to go with a light coating of barbecue sauce. Because I want to taste that wood, I want to taste that salt, I want to taste that pepper, and I want to taste that brown sugar, and oh, that smoke flavor. You want all those things to pop, and your guest or your spouse or your significant other, they're gonna go, holy cow, what did you do? So real light coating, that's even a little, I guess that's about what I normally do. But you can see it's not lather on. Oh, and the second part of that is you don't want your guests to bite into it and then all of a sudden they got barbecue sauce all over. So that's another reason I like to go with a nice thin layer. All right, we're gonna close the lid down and let that go for about another, I don't know, 15 to 20 minutes. When I see that, you know, browning, the caramelizing, that little bit of stick to it, that's when I'm gonna wanna pull those. All right, guys, we are back to a live taste test, and we're gonna kick it right off. You guys know what this is. This is ribs. This one's for you. Mine? And we're gonna jump right in and see what we think. I'm gonna grab this little bit leaner piece because I don't want you to see me. How is it?
It's really good.
Really good?
Yeah. It is definitely the best that you've done in a while.
There's a lot of flavor going on.
There's definitely, I mean, I don't know if it goes without saying, there's a smoky flavor.
Yep.
Definitely a smoky flavor.
So I just showed you the smoke ring. The smoke ring is very pronounced in this. I'm tasting all the flavors. I'm tasting the barbecue sauce. I'm tasting the salt, the pepper, but mainly the smoke. And, oh, there we go. Talking with my mouth full. Couple quick things I want to cover. The 3-2-1 method that you've seen online, you gotta be careful with that. That can make your bones fall off where you literally can pull out your bone. Fall off the bone does not mean pull your bone out. You don't want it that way. You want your dentist to be able to recognize your teeth mark. All right, so if your dentist came over, they would say, oh, that's your bite. You have to have a smidge of bite with that 3-2-1 method. If you do too long in the tinfoil, it's gonna be too sloppy. And what happens is somebody bites into it and everything falls off and it's hanging down their face. Mm-hmm. Now, that's fine for me in the backyard, but if you're hosting, your guest might not want to talk with a big chunk of pork hanging off their face.
Really good rib.
The other thing I did, and I want you to take to the bank, is when you are cutting, cut down the side of one bone the whole way through. And the reason you do that is because one side of the bone will be pretty clean because your knife went down it, and then the other side will have all the meat. And then each rib has the right amount of meat, and not one guest is getting this huge chunk, and then the next person is just getting a bone.
Good point.
So those are the two things I want you to take away. Next time I do this, I'm probably gonna put the brown sugar on with the salt and pepper. And when I say brown sugar, I'm gonna use my secret recipe, and that's the coconut sugar. And I'm gonna put that on in the beginning, not when I wrap it. And when I wrap it, I might play around with that. I might not use butter next time. I might use some beer or some apple cider vinegar just to put a little fluid in there. That's about all we got. I think we got a couple other great recipes right around the corner. Anything else for all our viewers?
This is awesome.
Yeah, this is awesome, folks. You need to try this twice cooked ribs. We'll see you next time.